Lastly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the lime green shorts trimmed with silver. At the weight he scaled 11 stone 6 ounces. He hails from Norwich, Norfolk, presenting Duane Green. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the dark blue shorts trimmed with a spangled blue and gold. At the weight he scaled 11 stone 8 pounds 1 ounce. Tonight, he makes his proud professional debut, presenting from Manchester, Jordan Latimer.
Proud professional debut.
Timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Humphrey, and our referee in charge of the action is Bury's John Latham for 3-minute round.
So, you know what tomorrow means, though? If he's making his proud professional debut tonight, that means from tomorrow he can officially comment on social media about professional boxing.
Yeah, if you've never done the sport, you can't afford an opinion, Simon.
There we go.
Thanks for joining us on VIP Boxing. Join us on the next show.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sure that caused a bit of controversy anyway. Jordan Latimer, I'm really looking forward to it. I was in the gym the first day Jordan ever turned up and asked John Murray to train him, and I say he's unrecognisable. Watch him on the bag, or watch him on the pads.
Seconds out, round one.
Really looking forward to this.
Did he actually just turn up out of blue? Booze? No, because most of the time we get a phone call asking if he can come over and train for a week. Did Jordan just actually turn up and ask, John?
To be honest, I'm not too sure how it happened. I was dying in the corner. I think I'd just done one of the classes at Murray Machines, and this kid turned in and he's made quite a confident start there as well. And I think he's been thinking about this, looking to get the jab going, get the 1-2s going straight away. Nice confident start there from Latimer.
So
nice body work.
A typical debut start, isn't it? He's come out like a bull in a china shop. John might, when he gets to the end of his first round, John might just sit him down and tell him to just calm down a bit.
Yeah, he's got you know, the style he's got as well and things like that. He does need to conserve that energy as well. He's in fantastic shape, like I say. You know, he's whipped himself in. I know the fight's been advertised as light middle. I think it's 11.7, 11.8 he's weighed in. I think it was 11.8. And Duane Green, you know, he's down to box Robert Stadinsky here on his debut. He's ended up with Duane Green. I think Duane Green's possibly even a tougher challenge. Turns up to win every fight, and I don't think he quite believes he's a journeyman yet. Just grimacing a little bit there, Green, with some of the body shots that's getting through a Latimer.
Good start from Latimer. He's landed a lot of good shots in the opening round.
He's got an awkward style, hasn't he? A southpaw, obviously, but he just slashes with his punches, doesn't he? And nice and, well, not nice and wide for some people, but in Latimer's case, it's working.
Yeah, do you know, it's one of them. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect to see this from Latimer on his debut. He just put his hands behind his back there, and he's letting the shots go as well. And Green has grimaced from a couple of the body shots and the jab as well. Just see Mad Dog on his shorts. He's got that look, and he looks like he's had a few brawls in the local boozers and what have you, and he's probably chewed a bit of glass, you know, at the end of a night at times. Lovely boxing from Latimer. He's getting through with the shots as well. Green's just fancying it a little bit more the last few seconds.
He just landed a couple of hooks there, Green. Quite wide hooks, but they landed on the target.
See as well the little Irish flag there, the Ireland flag as well on Latimer's shorts. I know Love Irish Boxing's been bigging him up all you know, certainly all today in the last few days.
So only Latimer's 24th fight when you take his amateur, obviously it's his debut tonight. He only had 23 amateur fights, lost 4 of them. So it's still a big learning curve, isn't it, every time he gets in at the moment?
Yeah, of course it is. And I won't imagine, you know, what a guy to have in the corner for you anyway. John Murray, you know, he did it the hard way, didn't he, when he turned over. Just had a bit of success there with Green. I think Latimer just needs to look at moving that head a little bit. He's getting caught with the straight shots.
I think that's exactly what we'll be getting told in the corner at the end of this round as well, just to calm it down and get back to his boxing again. Yeah,
we're all excited tonight, aren't we? We've had the flamethrowers, we've had the smoke machines, we've had the cannons, we've had Michael Pass singing Sweet Caroline. On that matchroom garbage where it's played out through the speakers, we bring in Passo singing it.
We've got an Elvis impersonator as well on the show.
Yes. Have you ever seen his Elvis suit? He does it. Yeah. I think he's done all the big sports and social clubs and the men's working clubs. Well done, Jordan Latimer. First 3 minutes, professional career. Just having a little look into the crowd there. See Team Latimer there. I know on the front of Jordan's t-shirts you will see suicide prevention on there. It's something that he's very passionate about. Jordan's dad actually committed suicide. Yeah, it's obviously a very emotional subject. He was welling up when he was telling me about it, and you know, fair play. You know, he does want to raise awareness of it. And fair play to the young lad.
Yeah, it must be an emotional night for him, mustn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. To go for everything else and then to... he's dealing with the emotions of everything else. I think it was yesterday. I think I've seen he went to the grave as well. I think his dad's buried with his grandma and granddad. So, fair play to you, Jordan. Good lad. You want to tweet in tonight? Hashtag VIP Boxing Live.
Corners, 10 seconds.
We'll look at reading your tweet out. If you've got a question for us, we've got Steve Lilly sat just behind us. Sheldon Kay from the local press on
Seconds
the end of the
out,
row.
round 2.
Just having a little look about. I've seen Jack Massey ringside.
It might be a bit of a case of musical chairs tonight. We're going to let a few people have the say. We've got a 12 fight card, so there's plenty to go around. So at various points through the night, we'll let you know. You can send in your questions for people. If you've got an urgent matter about something on the Manchester boxing scene, Sheldon Kay will undoubtedly answer it for you. Seeing Grimace in there.
Just looking at the way Jordan boxes, I think he's going to be quite imposing because typical John Murray. He does like to come forward. I'm not saying he can't box on the back foot, but he does like to come forward and let his shots go. And I think Green's just not quite look comfortable with the pace he's set early doors, and it's going to be some ask to keep it up for 4 rounds from Jordan. But the man's are dropping a little bit lower as well from Latimer. Green's not decided to really have a go yet.
Latimer looks to have settled down a little bit as well in this round. There's a lot more thought going behind these shots he's throwing and leading off with the jab.
Lovely right hand there as well from Latimer. I did when he was down to face Studinsky, I was telling him about the fights that we've seen Studinsky have with Ben Sheedy and Morgan Jackson. I said that's a tough fight for your debut, isn't it? You're going to have to box and look at 4 round distance. And he said no. He said I'm coming in here. He said I want to take him out. I'm not coming in here to go the distance. I want to take Studinsky out, and I think that's carried through into a change of opponent with Duane Green.
Yeah. Well, Green, to a lesser extent, but he does give you opportunities to hit him. He's not one of these journeymen that just clams up, is he?
No, certainly not. And it's like I say, I know they say these journeymen, the crabs are the ones that do tuck up and what have you. The lovely
nice
right
right
landed on the way in.
Just steadied Green's legs, that didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think he was. The more I was looking at, I thought he was just getting ready to unleash. As Ronald McIntosh might say, I thought he was going to unleash a salvo, but yeah. I think we'll be happy calling them combinations on VIP boxing tonight. You won't see any salvos unless there's an incident in the upper VIP booths. Little telling off there from the Sunbed sponsored Haywood finest, John Latham.
Although when the cannons go off later, people might think we're under attack from a salvo, Simon.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, John.
Don't forget, you can tweet in hashtag VIP Boxing Live. Questions, comments, thoughts, anything you want. As usual, we read them all out.
He just started tucking his chin in a little bit, Latimer, as well. I don't know if he's probably remembered the pre-fight instructions from John. He might have been told at the end of the round, or he might have just took 1 or 2, and the excitement's calmed down. The pace has dropped a little bit. Jordan's still dictating the pace, but like I say, Green is letting the 1 or 2 more go now. He's looking to let that backhand go. He just steps across himself a little bit too much, Green, and I think Jordan's seeing that, and he's stepping to his right with a southpaw stance.
So John look in tremendous shape.
Fantastic.
I always remember going down to John's gym just after he opened it, and John will probably tell you himself, I don't think he was quite feeling it. I don't think he was quite into the groove as a trainer, but in the last year to 18 months he's really come into his own, hasn't he? He seems to really love his job now.
Do you know, I went down the gym when I was going visiting Andy Kremnity, and I was doing On the Comeback, and John and Joe were working on the bag together, and it was fantastic. It was to see John pushing Joe, who Joe's some would say he's probably ready for the British title, if not perhaps European title shot, something like that. He's just beat Rashid out in Denmark. And to see John, who joins in with a couple of the morning classes at Murray Machines. Do you know, I still think it's unbelievable. You can go down to Murray Machines, and for a £5 you can join in one of the classes with John Murray. I'll never forget, I went down one morning and everyone got asked to double up in pairs, and obviously as I was probably the most out of shape in the class, so John decided to do a little bit with me, and just that experience is absolutely unbelievable. If you're in Manchester, if you're in Gorton, you're in Stockport, anywhere around there, get down, go and do a session. Even if you're out of shape like myself, get down there and do a little bit.
Round 3.
It's crazy, isn't it? I know we laugh, Simon, don't we? Or not laugh, talk in disbelief sometimes about the opportunities boxing gives you to get close to the sport. People who used to watch on TV growing up, if you just put any nerves to one side, go down the gyms, you can train alongside them and get to know these people.
Yeah, all John wants to do now is John just wants to help his pros at turning over. And like Jordan last week, John doesn't say no to anyone coming down. Just 2 right hands got free there from Green. Just a little pause in the Little John Murray story there.
Well, if we were quoting about Ronald McIntyre and his salvos, Latimer got his head put back like a Pez dispenser, to use an American phrase.
There we go, I like it, John. Keep them coming, mate, keep them coming. Good response from Latimer. Do you know, I did actually think he was a bit of a shy kid the first time I've seen him, but in there tonight, he's confident. I thought he was a little bit, you know, when he come over, there was that, but he just did so enthusiastic, and it's something I've not seen with him. He trains hard, and I get all that, but tonight he's in there, and he's willing to take a cut. Lovely backhand again there.
Seemed a little bit shy, didn't he? Just before we came on, well, about an hour ago actually, Latimer came down to test the ropes. Just seemed a bit shy about even getting in the ring, didn't it? So rather than go on the back foot like you might have expected him to, he's really imposed himself.
Well, you think about it tonight. You know, he's kicking off a 12-fight show on VIP Boxing tonight. We've got Liam Taylor, top of the bill, who's been in. You know, he's gone the distance with Tyrone Nurse, and John Latimer's getting lifted up onto a stage on a hydraulic lift to come walking down the ramp. I think he put the CD on that he probably drives around Tesco car parks at night when you're doing handbrake turns and what have you. I'm going off what Luke Madeira tells me. This is what people do these days.
Do you know what song he came down to, Luke? Bit of a hip hop question for you here.
Couldn't tell you.
Could you tell us the artist?
Can't even remember the song.
I'll do a prize if anybody knows what song Latimer came down to. I'll send you a prize out if you can hashtag get it right. Send your address and I'll send you a prize.
Great work again from Latimer this round. He's set the pace and he's kept it up. You know, we're into the third round now. And, you know, Green deserves respect as well. He's getting more and more confident. He's letting a few of the right hands go as well. Lovely shot there from Latimer. Just walked him onto a little step back from the southpaw stance, then a step to the right. Great action.
I tell you what, Latimer's had a welcome to a pro game here, isn't he? He's been on top all through, but he has taken some shots. He'll know he's been in a fight.
He's took a couple, and I think them cotton wool buds might be needed in the nose in between rounds as well. I'm really pleased for Jordan. A lovely clubbing body shot there as well. Just turning away a little bit, Green, you know. I just wonder if this pace, and just as they say, you know, gets through with the backhand as well.
Yeah, Green's only been stopped once in his career so far, and that was on a cut, so he's a tough man, and I think he is feeling the pace a little bit now. Yeah,
he's fighting the young buck, isn't he, making his professional debut. Out to impress John Murray, out to impress his fans. You know, he sold a few tickets here tonight, and obviously out to do it, you know, in respect to his father as well. Good action again.
If you're watching in Sligo, hashtag VIP Boxing Live, let us know. We're also live on Facebook tonight. VIP Boxing trying to just expand its reach, try and get these shows, not small hall, this is definitely not small hall, but try and get these shows out to a wider audience.
Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. Have we had any tweets in yet, Mr. Madeira?
Nope.
Well, there we go.
We have not.
Come on, who's going to be the first person to tweet in? First person to tweet in tonight can go on a date with Luke Madeira and his girlfriend, all expenses paid. Cheeky Nando's at the Trafford Centre. He'll even let you have an olive starter. Coming up later on tonight, we've got Omar Durseries in with Craig Derbyshire. We've got Lee Sharpie Older in with Kevin McCauley. John Telford, put him in the booties in with Kieran Gray. Lee Carter in with Zeko Zekov. Matt Leach is in with Brett Fido. Bilal Raymond's in with Fons Alexander. Anthony Leak in with Tidor Lozanov. Tiff Daniel, he's in now with, I'll have to come back to Liam Griffiths, thanks for that. Danny Little, issue with the opposition. Luke Evans in with Ibra Riaz in his first six. Charlie Schofield in with George Valevsky in the light heavyweight division. Top of the bill, top of the shop. Liam Taylor in with Angel Imanov. Lovely body shot there from Latimer.
He's not neglected the body, has he? It's quite easy for some debutants to go headhunting all the time, but he's put a lot of work into a body, Latimer.
Yeah, do you know, I'm going to be honest here, and I don't mind Jordan pulling me up as well. You know, I did not expect this performance from Jordan tonight. You know, he's won every round quite clearly for me. He took shots comfortably. I'm not saying he wants to be taking the shots, but he has took them. The pace is set, and the combination of punches he's shown as well. Not necessarily in combinations, but you know, he has put 2-3 shots together quite well, and he's not been afraid to let 4 shots go. John will absolutely love that. It's one of the things that you hear trainers say all the time. They want to see their lads willing to try. You see lads who come out and they tuck up behind the jab and what have you. You know, not Jordan Latimer, not tonight. You probably tell by the enthusiasm coming through with me in this performance. I was a little bit nervous from him, and you know, you hear the story about his father and what have you, and you read the story on social media, and you a little bit like yourself, John. You feel a little bit, I won't say attached, but you do, don't you? Find yourself getting attached to the story of some of the lads, especially when they're turning over as a pro as well.
Yeah, as you get to, when you're hanging around shows like this, you do get to know them a bit, don't you? And you invest a bit of time. Someone like, just for example, John Telford fighting tonight. You know, you know that John's a good lad. He had a couple of training difficulties. He switched camps late into a preparation for this, and you know how much it means to John. And you do pay a bit of attention to it, do you? And it does affect you.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. You know, like I say, these lads that are turning out, you know, and the money. I've just seen Andy Kremner turn up over there. It's like he's been dressed in the dark and he's coming for an IMO car wash. Nice to have you with us, Andrew.
Luke Madeira's taken Kremner's seat, actually, hasn't he? Do you think, if we got an intermission tonight, we can make them fight for the central microphone?
I don't think that's a good idea for me, to be honest with you.
Tony Oliver's tweeted in. Nice to have you joining us, Tony. One of the nicest men in professional boxing, regular at ringside in the local shows. Boxing Island tweeted in at Love Irish Boxing. Watching on the Facebook stream, it's rather good. Go on, Latimer. Hashtag the Sligo Mank.
Kieran has tweeted in using hashtag VIP Boxing Live saying, come on, Jodo. So if people over in Sligo, probably his old school mates and people he grew up with, the old amateur clubs, throw a stone down the street, you hear an amateur boxing club, don't you, in Ireland? They're all watching tonight.
Boxing Luton's tweeted in as well, loving the show, lads. Nice to have you with us. No more arguments about Chunky Divines, please, tonight. Anthony Bagone's tweeted in. He skipped the date, but he's looking forward to watching Lee Carter get the West. I like that one.
It's the end of Jordan Latimer's debut. He'll be over the moon with that. Well done.
I'm absolutely delighted for him. I think he's won every round there for me. 40-36 has impressed me. Nice combination of punches. Absolutely over the moon for him.
I think the respect Green showed him as well at the end of that fight says a lot really about how hard he was hitting him as well, because a few of those shots look to have hurt him.
Yeah, you look at the smile on John Murray's face as well there. He's back loving the game again, and you know, he's a little bit like Ricky Hatton last week. I think Ricky Hatton, when he got his first world champion as a trainer, it was probably the most. Is genuine the word, or it was just the most authentic, whatever the word is. It looked like he was smiling naturally again. It wasn't forced for a selfie. It wasn't forced. You know, he looked happy again, didn't? And that's what you see with John Murray now when you see him in there. He looks like a right rum bugger, doesn't he? Just waiting for Michael Pastel to bring us the decision.
The First Lady of Northwest Boxing, Karen Priestley there, just getting the...
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 hard-fought rounds of boxing, referee John Latham has scored this contest 40 points to 36 points for your winner. On his proud professional debut, Manchester's Jordan Latimer. And a fine effort from Norwich's Duane Green.
40-36 Latimer, well deserved, exactly as we saw it. Jordan Latimer's career's up and running.
Hashtag VIP Boxing Live, let us know what you thought of that performance. Next up we've got John Telford in with Kieran Gray.
Do you know what? I think you look at that performance. There's so much for him to build on there as well for John. In the gym with Jordan, you know, he's produced a good performance. He's let his punches go. He's won every round. Fair play.